Hey, yo, what's gamer players? It's your boy, Desmond Sharp, man, back out here on this Madden NFL 21 franchise mode. And yes, guys, it is time for Sunday Night Football for week number 10. And we should have a good one on our hands. We have the New England Patriots, who are currently coming in at 3-5. They're looking to get things back under control when they host Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens having themselves a good season. The Patriots trying to get things back under control only them because currently they're coming in with a losing record, trying to get things back on track. Because to be honest with you, they haven't played a good season so far, even though they do have 3 wins on the season. And those 3 wins was against Miami, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Denver Broncos. And those 3 games were all at home in front of their fans. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they've been playing good football as a matter of late, coming in with a 7-1 record on the season, with their only loss was to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're trying to keep their win streak going on. They're trying to keep that winning streak going because currently they're number 1 in their division, and they're looking pretty good. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they're in last in their division. So here are the standings. Well, let's show you the standings for the AFC North. You can see that the Baltimore Ravens are leading the division, with the Browns in second, and the Steelers, they are still in third place, and the Bengals, they are still in last place, because to be honest with you, they haven't played their best season so far. And for the AFC East, the Jets, they're going to be leading the division heading into the next week, with the Bills in second. The Dolphins are in third now, but they lost to the Jets in their game. So if the Patriots can somehow come off victorious, then they will be in third. They will get back in third in the AFC East heading into the next week. Besides, they're trying to snap that 3-game losing streak that they're on right now. So, if you have not seen the rest of week number 10, make sure to go check it out so you guys won't miss any of the action. And also, make sure to check out the last 9 weeks of the season so you guys won't miss that as well. And you guys won't miss another episode of this Madden series because it has been amazing to watch. It has been great so far. So with that being said, we're set to go for Sunday Night Football. Let's head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough for the Ravens and Patriots matchup. Who's going to come out on top? Will it be Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens? Or will it be DeAndre Crawford and the New England Patriots? We will find out.
Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. The New England Patriots taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
It is a chilly night here in the northeastern U.S., but we've got some football to keep us warm at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Baltimore Ravens.
And R.J. Griffin, those are his stats against the Indianapolis Colts, where his team was able to get the win and keep their winning streak alive. They're looking to make it 8 wins.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one.
So the Ravens, they're going to get the ball first to start the ball game. So the Patriots set to begin with the kickoff. So we're going to see Lamar Jackson and that Raven offense to start it. And with that, we are underway from Foxborough, and Sunday Night Football begins.
This will make it into the end zone.
And this one's not going to be returned. So Lamar Jackson and that Ravens offense set to begin their drive.
And leading the way now in his 3rd season in the National Football League as this Baltimore offense gets set to go.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
And here's Ingram on the first play.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5.
And he'll pick up a gain of 5, and he brings this one to the 30. And those were his stats against Indy.
9 carries, 131 yards, and also the score.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff, because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
So 2nd and 5 for the Baltimore Ravens.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
And we hope the New England defense is prepared in this one.
They run.
Ingram.
And he'll be upended at the
And he'll go down, bringing this one to the 33. Brings up 3rd down.
Vision is so important for the man.
And we hope that Patriot defense is prepared in this one, because in their last game against the Jets, they allowed a bunch of yardage passing the ball and also running the ball. So they gotta change that in this one.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, and Jackson's gonna run, and he's gonna pick up the first down.
Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Give him 4 yards.
Now, if you're New England, you have got to keep your eye on Lamar Jackson.
Watch their quarterbacks run with the football. They usually hold their breath
because whenever possible, he will run by himself sometimes on some plays. And he ran by himself there on 3rd and 2. Great blocking there by that Raven offensive line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This time Jackson will throw it.
Jackson, and that was complete by R.J. Griffin.
This will be stopped about 2 yards
and
that'll
be a gain of 8 on that pass, 2nd and 2.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Ingram.
And here's Ingram.
And he's going to be met
and he'll go down right at the line of scrimmage, taken down at the 45.
It's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
3rd and 3, and Jackson's gonna run, looking to pick up the first, and he's got it. So Lamar Jackson does it again, running it by himself to pick up the first.
As a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
So early on the opening drive, the Patriots, they're having trouble containing Jackson early on. Because on 2 straight 3rd downs, Jackson has ran by himself to pick up the first.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Ingram running left, trying to cut back, and he'll go down across the 50 to the 46.
3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On second down now.
Ingram.
It's Ingram, and he's going to get this one.
They'll bring him down at the 45-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
3rd and 3. Jackson's going to run again. And he picks up another Ravens first down. So Lamar Jackson does it for the 3rd time now on this drive. For the 3rd time on this drive, Lamar Jackson runs by himself on 3rd down, and he picks up the 1st. Wow. Now, if you're New England, you should be shaking your head. Because how can you allow 3 straight first downs with Jackson running by himself? That's just crazy.
This is
Ingram running left. And Ingram. And he'll go down past the 35 to the 31.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
And you know he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback. Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the 2nd round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game.
And the Patriots already having issues defensively.
The 31 now on 1st and 10. And now Jackson
looking to throw, and he's going to find R.J. Griffin. And down he goes, getting this to the 20-yard line for a first down.
Just like last play.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the red zone now,
and Jackson, he goes down. Brandon Copeland with the sack. That was too much pressure by the Patriots that time.
And that's Exhibit A. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Jackson, he's going to run. And he fumbles. And the Patriots pick it up. And the Patriots will take over possession. DeAndre Crawford leading that Patriots team. His team is coming in at 3-5, but Crawford's standings is okay.
What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So obviously, he and
the Ravens wasted all that time just to get downfield, and Jackson fumbles the ball, gives it to the Patriots. And here's KJ Wall. And he'll pick up a gain of a yard. And those are his stats against the Jets.
115 yards and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing
He did get a touchdown pass though against the Jets, but not a touchdown run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
And here's Wall.
Here's an inside give.
And they'll bring him down in the backfield to the 21.
Makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On third down,
Crawford gets rid of it, and he finds KJ Wall.
And he'll be stopped short
And
of
he'll
the
be stopped short of the first down at the 28.
The screen gets 7.
So that brings up a fourth down for New England.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. And what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So with that, the Patriots, they're going to find their way.
Second-year punter Jake Bailey on for New England as he's on to punt for the first time tonight.
And a return, Julian Wilson. Breaking a tackle is Wilson. And they'll bring him down inside the 30 to the 31.
And the Ravens, they'll take over. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they were able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Jackson, and he's going to find R.J. Griffin.
That's my English teacher right there.
And they'll bring him down just shy of midfield at the 49. He's got a Ravens first down.
It's a first down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And Jackson, no matter what he could do, he could still throw it, even though sometimes he can run.
Play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the gun, Jackson.
Jackson gets rid of it, and he finds Hollywood Marquise Brown, but he goes backwards.
And now they're dealing with a second and long.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract.
It's Jackson, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go to R.J. Griffin that time.
Watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Oh, but you're good at it.
Well, I try.
Jackson, pressure coming, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the all-pro.
Stephon Gilmore picks it.
Taken across midfield to the 46-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal
So the Patriots are going to take over possession. So
So
that's 2 turnovers now for the Ravens. A fumble and an interception.
Missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area. An interception can result.
And here's Wall. And they'll bring him down at the 41 for a gain of 4 yards.
I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw here.
Crawford, and he's going to find KJ Wall. And they'll bring him down inside the 35 to the 34.
First down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
And here's Wall.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain.
And not able to break
2nd
through
and
that
9.
time. 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 now.
Crawford, and he goes down. Jarrett Jack was able to get the sack that time. He has been a one-man wrecking crew getting sacks for that Ravens defense.
How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here.
And if you're DeAndre Crawford, you got to be careful, because in the Patriots lost in their last game, Crawford got sacked 15 times. So the Patriot offensive line, they need to protect him a bit more in this one.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Crawford, and this one's incomplete. As he was trying to go to Julian Edelman.
After 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends
and this one's going to go in the back of the end zone. And this one's going to be a touchback.
For a touchback.
20-yard line.
The MVP Lamar Jackson heading out again with his Ravens.
The last time Jackson was out there, threw the interception, and I believe it was on the opponent's side of the field. He pretty sure doesn't want to do that again, because his team already has 2 turnovers so far in this one. Early in the first, though. And here's Ingram, and Mark Ingram going to the right side, and he goes down across the 30 to the 33.
13 yards picking up the first. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now Jackson on first down. Steps away to his left.
And Jackson, he was just about to think about running it, but it's incomplete as he throws it away.
Bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Got to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete.
And Ingram. And he'll go down, bringing it to the 39.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the gun on 3rd down.
Jackson. And this one's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Intended for number 84. Incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
And the Ravens, they're not going to leave the field, I believe. And no, they're not going to leave the field. They're going to go for this thing.
The line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson.
Jackson, and he's going to find R.J. Griffin, who's going to pick up the first.
Take it down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to the running game.
Ingram. And down he goes, getting this one to the 41, a yard shy of the 40.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 41,
Jackson looking deep, and that's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got
Jackson believed he had a man downfield open, but Devin McCourty, he just snatched it.
Understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And he'll get him a little space here.
And Wall picks up a gain of 4 on that carry, 2nd and 6.
A lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line.
And Crawford, he goes down. Wesley Wilkins was able to get to him. A loss of 2 that time.
Remember, 3 sacks last week.
And now he's off to the races in this game because he thinks, okay, that's the start of something big because he's in a zone. He's locked in. So offensively, you've got to occupy him. Maybe even run the ball at him as opposed to passing it so he can't just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback.
And here's KJ Wall, and he goes down, bringing it to the 5-yard line, but short of the first.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense.
And here's Wilson.
Take it downfield.
And they'll bring him down at the 47-yard line. And that Patriot defense set to come back. They have 3 first-quarter turnovers.
And a big reason we're tied as we get a look at them here, the 3 turnovers they forced.
And you know that the pride has really kicked in on the defensive side because they are the reason that they're in the position they're in right now. A tie game, they're trying to figure out a way to take it away again. And if so, that could put them in the lead.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you know, there's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December
Jackson
yet, right
finding R.J. Griffin.
And
they'll bring him down at the 34-yard line and a first down.
Those early holiday shoppers, partner, are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what
it would seem like those interceptions that didn't look good for Lamar Jackson. Because I'm pretty sure that made him pretty upset.
I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
They go play action.
Jackson play faking, looking, and he's gonna find Julian Wilson. And they'll bring him down at the 10-yard line.
25 yards that time.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Here we go now on 1st and goal.
1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw, and he's gonna go down.
Down he goes.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
2nd and goal at the 14.
Jackson.
Oh, and Julian Wilson couldn't hold on.
To hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Jackson now.
Jackson wide open is R.J. Griffin. Touchdown Baltimore.
A 14-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back
so
to
after throwing 2 interceptions in the first quarter, Jackson gets into the end zone for Baltimore, throwing it to R.J. Griffin. Those two have been complete targets all season. Extra point is good, and it's 7-0 Baltimore.
Summary that time, 5 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So Justin Tucker set to kick this one away.
To kick it away following the touchdown.
And Lee, he's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Patriots ready to get the football back. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, first down.
And who would have known that it would be a low-scoring first quarter between these two teams? Both defenses come into play. Patriots with 3 defensive turnovers forced from the Baltimore offense. And the Patriots just can't do nothing offensively. And KJ Wall, just as I say that, he picks up a gain of 8 on that carry. Second down.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently.
And Crawford, the pressure comes at him again, and it's incomplete.
That'll fall incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Matt Lacoste there. And it's 3rd and short.
Now, this is going to be the last play of the first.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
3rd and 2 for the Patriots.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
And Crawford goes down. Jarrett Jack picking up his second sack in the game.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
So the Patriots, they're gonna punt it.
He's been terrific so far.
And that's one of the reasons why they lost in their last game, because DeAndre Crawford was getting pressured and they just couldn't handle it offensively. So the Ravens set to take over possession.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark. And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it. Yeah, he's made
Here's Jackson, and over the middle, he finds Julian Wilson. And he'll go down at the 47 and a first down.
That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal. It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And Jackson, he's going to think about running, but he'll go down at the 47.
No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Jackson, and open is Julian Wilson.
And he's alive in a play. Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So now Jackson and Julian Wilson are starting to connect. They're connecting pretty well so far.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
And here's Ingram, his 10th carry in the game.
It's a 7-yard
and they'll bring him down at the 29-yard line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
29-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Jackson.
And Jackson, and he's sacked. Brandon Copeland, his second sack in the game.
his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack.
Third and 9.
To the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun,
Jackson, and he's going to find Julian Wilson over the middle. And he will have a Ravens first down.
Third down conversion. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this first half alone.
And this was another issue for the Patriots against the Jets. Their defense kept getting tortured with the passing game. And Jackson's already over 100 yards throwing.
We'll call this play significant.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down.
Jackson wide open. Oh, and Griffin couldn't catch it.
Up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
I'm telling you, if R.J. Griffin would have caught that ball, who knows what would have happened.
This is
Ingram running.
And
he goes down in the backfield that time.
Folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Excellent tackle for a loss there by Dante Hightower. While he's been a leader for New England's defense for a long time, he's really looking to step it up in 2020. Lost Jamie Collins to Detroit, Kyle Van Noy to Miami, the linebacking crew, and the room going to be totally different. Now in season 9, Hightower's lost weight, got leaner, wants to stay on the field.
Jackson, and he's going to find Julian Wilson. And he keeps the drive alive with a 1st and goal for Baltimore.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
So now the Ravens have themselves a 1st and goal.
Jackson from the shotgun. Escaping
Jackson, and luckily that would have been caught, but it's incomplete.
As soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him
Jackson and Griffin with the
and a
completion.
minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6
And
to
that
the 5.
one for a gain of a yard and a 3rd down
It's
now.
3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? To throw again is Jackson. Eluding the
Jackson
pressure right.
looking, and he's going to go down. Josh Jackson picks up the sack for a loss of 3, and now it's 4.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. And this one's good to make it 10-0 Ravens.
And the lead moves to 10-0.
10. Patriots, nothing.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, You don't force any mistakes. You don't take the ball away.
And Lee, he's not going to return this one, as this one's going to be a touchback.
To the 25.
25-yard line.
Julian Edelman and the rest of the offense back onto the field now. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in
And
motion.
here's KJ Wall.
Possible to shake him free.
Maybe that
They'll bring him down, taking it to the 32.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3. Here's Wall. And KJ Wall with some running room. And they'll bring him down just shy of midfield at the 49.
First down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
On play action, they'll throw.
And Crawford goes downfield. And that's caught by Kevin Watson. And he'll go down inside the 25 to the 24.
Marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Nice job there by Kevin Watson to hold on to that
This
one.
offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
And here's Wall. And he goes backwards on this carry, losing 2 yards on that one.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
2nd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And Crawford, nowhere to go. He goes down. Jarrett Jack, his 3rd sack now in the ball game.
Back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
And Crawford goes down again. Wesley Wilkins, he gets his 2nd sack in the game.
He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Man, that Patriot offensive line is getting decimated. I mean, Crawford just had nowhere to go, nowhere to run for back-to-back plays, and now they're gonna punt it away.
A few bright spots so far.
And that's one of the reasons why the Patriots have been struggling. That's one of the reasons why they lost in their last game, because Crawford kept getting sacked over and over again, and it continues here in this one.
Heading back out onto the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive.
And here's Ingram. And they'll bring him down at the 14-yard line.
And play a little bit better, so they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
at the 14-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2nd and 9 after the run by Ingram. They hand it back to him. And this time he goes down at the 24 and a first.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First and 10. Here's Jackson. And Jackson with some space. And he'll go down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 20 that time. Well, a gain of 21.
First down,
What a run by Jackson. Showing how much he can run by himself. Now, that Patriot defense is getting tortured in this first half. Not only on the ground, but passing.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Flush to his right.
And Jackson, he's going to throw it away.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun.
He's Ingram.
And he'll take this.
And they'll bring him down at the 45.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play.
Here's Jackson. And over the middle, he finds Julian Wilson for a first down.
He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down.
You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we've seen both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
And here's Ingram.
He'll fight for
And he'll fight forward for a gain of a couple as he gets it to the 39.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun.
Jackson. And he's going to find Julian Wilson over the middle for another Ravens first.
Going to be made at the Patriots' 24-yard line.
First down, Baltimore.
So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Man, that Patriot defense is getting tortured now. After all those turnovers they forced in the first quarter, Lamar Jackson has been slinging ever since.
On 1st and 10, it's
Jackson again, and he finds Mark Andrews this time.
It's Andrews.
And he'll go down, getting this inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Brings up 1st and goal.
As they keep the drive rolling. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
1st and goal at the 7. Jackson, he's going to run by himself.
And he'll be
be stopped.
And he'll pick up a gain of a yard as he gets to the 6.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And Jackson. And he goes backwards this time, losing yardage to the 7. They're backed up at their own 1.
I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down
And here's
stop
KJ
is a big
Watt.
momentum play.
And he'll go down at the 8-yard line.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2nd and 3.
Crawford, and he's sacked. Jarrett Jack, for the 4th time in the game, he takes.
I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. New England on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. Here's Wall.
And he gets it
And
up to the
I
10-yard
don't think he
line
got the first, and he
It's a
didn't.
7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
A gain of 7. It's 4th
The
down.
Patriots send out their punter. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
And here's
Returnable
Wilson.
here from the 38.
And Wilson with some running room. And he'll go down at the 42, 2 yards shy of the 40.
Set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going
Jackson,
on
and
offense.
this one's
They want to
knocked
continue
away.
So they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10.
Jackson, and it's intercepted.
Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips.
Adrian Phillips picks it.
We'll go out to the 42-yard line.
First and 10.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes.
And Crawford, and man, he has been getting pressured all game, and he hasn't been able to do anything.
And took the ball off course. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
And Crawford throws incomplete.
Says this will be incomplete. Edelman, the intended receiver that time, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Marcus Peters on the coverage.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going deep here.
Crawford looking for Edelman, and he dropped it.
Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big
And
time
Wilson,
spark
he's not
somewhere,
going to return
but
this
it's not
one.
gonna come
This
on
one's going to go in the
drive.
back of the
They
end
have to put
zone.
This one away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard.
The ball switches back over to Mark Ingram and the Ravens. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They go back to the air here after the INT on the
Jackson
last drive.
finding
It's a
R.J.
short one here,
Griffin.
complete to the tight end.
Pass complete to number 84.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing again on second down.
Jackson looking downfield, and he finds Julian Wilson for the Ravens touchdown.
For a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season as the Ravens push further out in front. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough
Jackson
to
has
contain.
been trying to get that downfield all half, and he finally was able to get it done.
Back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your
And Tucker puts in the extra point, and now it's 17-0 Baltimore.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0.
And the Patriots, they're starting to struggle again. It is continuing
Tucker
here in
now
this
kicking
game.
away following the touchdown. Takes
And
this
this
about
one's
5
not going to be
yards
returned.
deep.
This one's going to be a
Decided to not bring
touchback.
this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there.
And the
Being able to run
Patriots,
the ball
they're
and
back
set the
out
tone.
there.
Wonder if they may have to go to
And
some
last
play
time,
action,
had to
throw
punt
out
it
the run
yet
game,
again.
try and get the ball in the end
They're
zone.
looking to avoid
Do the
that.
same thing, maybe use that run down
And
to set up the
Crawford
pass,
finds
right?
KJ Wall on the screen for a gain of only
They'll
4.
contain him to just 4. Second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And Crawford, man, he has been getting pressured all game.
To this point, I've been impressed
And
with
it's
the work
incomplete
defensively. They've
again.
not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
He'll drop to throw.
Crawford, and he's going to find KJ Wall. And I don't think he was able to get there.
See the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And it's another 4th down.
Patriots send out their punter.
And the Patriots, they're going to punt it away yet again.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away.
And Wilson, he's not going to return this one. Back
And
the
he
end
couldn't get
zone.
it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 for the Ravens.
From the gun, Jackson.
Jackson, and he finds Hollywood Marquise
They're
Brown.
able to get this one across the 35. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
It seemed like Baltimore's trying to get it downfield to get a field goal maybe. I'm not sure what they're thinking about here.
Jackson flushed out right.
Jackson.
And
that is not going to be intercepted.
Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
The Ravens, they got saved right there.
To throw again.
And Jackson, and it's intercepted again.
Picked off by
Adrian Phillips picks it. And that's the 4th interception thrown by Jackson.
The 29-yard line.
The Patriots defense is just snatching passes. That's the 4th interception they have gotten. And with that, now they're in field goal range to get points.
To go in the half. Here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt.
And the field goal is good, but the Patriots are still trailing 17-3 at halftime.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan.
The Patriots just continue to struggle.
Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL.
Up next, Monday Night Football from Chicago. The winless Minnesota Vikings and the winless Chicago Bears.
Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Here are the stats for week number 10.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. He's over 300 yards passing already. How high can he go? To find out, let's kick it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach.
All right,
thank you.
back
Welcome
in
everyone
Foxborough.
back for quarter number 3.
It's 17-3. Ravens with the lead. Jackson with a good game. Crawford, he needs to get it together.
The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football.
But the Patriots, they're going to start the second half
underway.
with the ball.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone.
Jackson, 2
see
touchdown passes, 4 interceptions in the game. And Crawford, 0 touchdown passes. He needs to get it together.
This time. And Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And here's KJ Wall.
On the ground.
And he'll go down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 3 that time.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Crawford. And that was complete by Julian Edelman. And he'll go down, getting this across midfield at the 46.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that
Here's
way.
Wall.
And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
They'll pick up a gain of a yard to the 45.
A gain of a yard.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And Crawford goes down. Wesley Wilkins for the 3rd time.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations.
I just don't understand it.
The offensive film session
The Patriot offensive line just continues to give up sacks.
Positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Crawford, and he's going to find Darren Lee. And he'll go down at the 30-yard line for a first down, Patriots.
A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. of the gun. They'll look to throw.
And Crawford goes down.
Pressure too much. Down he goes. Like a freight train off the edge. Calais
Campbell with the
amount of
sack.
sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And Crawford just has nobody to throw it to and just continues to struggle.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
And Crawford, this time he fumbled. But the Patriots were able to pick it up. And Wilkins again gets another sack. That's his fourth in the game.
Second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Out of the gun now on third down.
And Crawford with the pressure coming at him, and it's incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to kick it away.
And Wilson, he's not going to return this one. And where are they going to spot it? They're going to spot it at the 1 yard line.
If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard. The starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
And here's Ingram breaking a tackle, and he'll go down at the 12-yard line. First down.
And now they'll have it, a gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure.
Jackson
right.
throws incomplete.
He threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense.
Jackson
Instead,
wide open. It's
himself,
R.J. Griffin. He's got a Raven first down.
With that incompletion.
22 yards there, a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. From the gun, Jackson.
Jackson complete. R.J. Griffin. And he's brought down at the 45. First down, Baltimore.
Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Jackson. And over the middle, he finds Julian Wilson for a first down.
Not before getting this inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
Lamar Jackson is slinging. Even though with the 4 interceptions, he's still throwing it. And that Patriot defense is just, all they have to do now is just shake their heads. Because that is 2 huge big plays to get Baltimore into enemy territory.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Another carry for
here's Ingram.
Tonight. Ingram. And this time
And he'll go down right at the 24.
Get back to the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And Jackson.
He's going to keep it.
And he's not going to be able to get past the line of scrimmage by himself. So that brings up 3rd down.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down. This time Jackson will throw it.
Jackson, and he finds Julian Wilson. And they'll bring him down at the 7-yard line. Brings up a 1st and goal for Baltimore.
Sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And the Patriots defense again getting tortured on the passing game. One of the reasons they are losing in this game.
1st and goal with Lamar Jackson leading the charge, the 23-year-old quarterback. And if they find the end zone here, they'll reach that number 23 on the scoreboard.
And Jackson's going to run. And he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Jackson.
Jackson. And he fumbled. And the Patriots pick it up.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Wow, another turnover for the Ravens.
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
But luckily that has not cost the Ravens, because besides, they're still in the lead. But that's another turnover for the Ravens while they're in the red zone. Unbelievable. And here's Wall. And they'll bring him down at the 19-yard line.
That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure
a gain of 5 that time. 2nd and 5.
Line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
A Wall running. And he'll go down at the 23. Picks up a gain of 4.
That's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And Crawford, he's sacked. Micah Judon with the sack.
Able to record his 5th sack
Matt
of the season.
Judon with another sack. And the Patriots again are going to have to punt it.
We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
And here's Julian Wilson. And he'll go down, getting it to the 45-yard line.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
So now the Ravens back out there. And last time, another turnover. Yes, another turnover for them. and it has not been a fruitful game, but the Ravens are still in the lead though.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
So Jackson's telling his team, it don't matter how many turnovers we give up, we're still in the lead.
They won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From just shy of midfield,
Jackson, and he's going to find R.J. Griffin. And down he goes, getting this inside the 35.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in.
To be honest with you, I don't know if the Patriots defense is going to be any better, because they have been getting tortured for weeks.
Only a couple there, down to the 29.
And it continues again.
You've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case,
the Patriot defense has been getting tortured for weeks, ever since they've gotten on the losing streak. They have been getting tortured for weeks. Against the 49ers, against the Bills, against the Jets, and now against Baltimore. And Jackson runs for a gain of 2. But third down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to make the play.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down.
And a flag comes out.
I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
So a false start against the Ravens.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long. He's gonna go
Jackson downfield, and it's knocked away.
There, and it's fourth down.
After what they faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary.
So Justin Tucker on for a 49-yard field goal.
A 49-yard attempt.
And he's got it to make it 20-3.
Ravens 20, Patriots 3.
I'm pretty sure the fans are not happy the way this game has been going.
Off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coach is always talking about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Takes this
And Lee, he's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
New England trying to get a place on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And here's KJ Wall. And he'll go down, getting this one inside the 40-yard line.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least it's coming from, you don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
So the Patriots, they're trying to again move downfield, but can they take advantage and get some more points on the board? And Crawford again, he hasn't been able to get anything. He gets hit again as he tries to throw it. Crawford. And that one's complete by Kevin Watson. First down.
That one good for 26 and a first down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now a handoff.
And here's
here to
Wall.
running back. Give him
And
5
he
on
takes
the
this
carry
one to
there,
the
and it'll be second
27
down.
for a gain of
That's
5.
a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Second and 5.
Crawford, right side, and he finds Kevin Watson. And they'll bring him down at the 5-yard line. Brings up a first and goal.
75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And for the first time in this game, the Patriots are in the red zone. And KJ Wall, and he'll go down at the 3.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Crawford, and it's caught by Watson. Touchdown New England.
From 3 yards out, and the Patriots get a score closer.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point attempt here still to come.
Extra point is good, and it's 20 to 10.
20 to 10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this one's not going to be returned. This one's going to be a touchback.
The drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun.
Jackson, and he's going to find Julian Wilson wide open.
Can they get him down, but not before
I don't know
it
what the
crosses
Patriots are
40-yard
doing
line.
defensively.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the
DeAndre
sticks.
Crawford can't believe it.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
That is Wilson's 11th reception in this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson.
And Jackson finding an open receiver. He's got Griffin. And he goes down at the 31-yard line.
Lined up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
27 on the play. And a Raven first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So into Pats territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson.
And this one's incomplete.
It forces it incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And here's Jackson.
He's going to keep it. He'll get
And
only
he
3 there.
gets
So
this one a gain of 3, third down.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Jackson, and he's going to front. Oh! Julian Wilson dropped that one. How did he drop that one? I have no clue.
That time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
How he dropped that? I'm talking about that was an easy first down, but instead 4th down.
So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. And this will be a 45-yard attempt.
And Tucker for the field goal, and he's got it.
Is good. Right down the pipe. And that will extend their lead even further.
Patriots 10.
So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
And Lee, he's not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback. And DeAndre Crawford back out there for New England.
The captain of this offense back onto the field. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning.
Crawford, and over the middle, he finds Julian Edelman.
Laser pulled in by Edelman. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And here's Wall.
And a good swarm to the football.
And he'll go down at the 40-yard line.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And Wall. And he's taken down in the backfield, losing yardage.
3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
And Crawford, he's sacked. Wesley Wilkins for the 5th time in the game. And that brings up 4th down.
Protection, did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big time sack.
I mean, Crawford, he was going to look for people open, but Wilkins got off the block and he went after him.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away.
But the Patriots do know all these sacks that they have given up, they're gonna have to do better in their next game. And they're gonna down this one at the 5-yard line, which brings the end to the 3rd quarter.
Sunday night, you're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So the Ravens set to start the 4th and final quarter with the 13-point lead, looking to keep it.
On the plus side, still time here in this 4th quarter, but
and here's Jackson.
Thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's
and here goes down, getting this one to the 7.
You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep away. First downs, they can't touch the ball. That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there.
And Jackson, he's going to throw it away.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On third down,
Jackson, and it's incomplete. Now I don't know where was the pass interference call there, because
they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
But instead a fourth down.
As his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
And here's Wall. And they'll bring him down right at midfield at the 50.
And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50.
Crawford, and he fumbles. And the Ravens pick it up. Jarrett Jack with it. He takes it to the house. Touchdown, Baltimore.
The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the
offense is going to be honest,
you've got to take
DeAndre
calling the offense onto the field here as they're going to go for 2.
And the Ravens, they're going to go for 2 here to somehow extend this lead. And Jackson's got it.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And Lee, he's not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback.
Drive will start at the 25. New England trying to get a place on offense. And you see a lot of frustrated to a 4th straight loss.
And they fumbled the last possession, turned it to 6 points. They got to be careful. As Crawford, man, he has been getting pressured again.
We've seen this quite a few times.
I don't understand what's going on.
Unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And Crawford is sacked again. Wow. Jarrett Jack again.
In this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
When you're facing that Ravens defense, you have got to protect yourself from Jarrett Jack and Wesley Wilkins, because whenever they're close to get you, you better get rid of the football or that happens. You're going to get sacked. Because Crawford has been getting sacked too many times. And Crawford takes a shot downfield, and that's intercepted.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
Chuck Clark picks it.
Intercepted by the Ravens. They'll take over.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock.
And here's Mark Ingram running up the middle. And he'll go down at the 28-yard line. 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
I mean, the Ravens have no choice but to do what they're doing, because the Patriots defense, they have been getting tortured all game, not only throwing but running. And that was the only reason they lost in their last game, because of this same contention, and it's happening for the second consecutive game.
Ingram again, a first down.
Ingram.
And he'll take this down just shy
And this
of the
time he'll bring this
25-yard
one to the
line.
26.
3
And with
yards
that,
on the
Mark
pickup there,
Ingram
and
is
it'll be
over
second
100
down.
yards on the
Again,
ground.
I think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from walking down a game. Right
Ingram.
now, they want to show the world they're up
And
to the
this time he
challenge.
picks up a gain of a yard,
1
getting
yard
it
gain
to
there following
the
3-yard
25.
pickup on first down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third down, Jackson.
For it, and he will.
And he
he'll
just
get this
couldn't
to the
make
23,
it. They
but
tackle
that'll
him
be
at the
well short of what he
23.
needed. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a fourth down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward
And the field goal is good by Justin Tucker to extend the lead even more.
Ravens 34, Patriots 10.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
And the
Taking about
Patriots,
7 yards
I
deep.
would say they
And this will
still
not
have
be
time to
brought
get
out.
back
It's a
into
touchback.
this one, but I'm not really sure
Here
anymore.
again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one, but let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can
Crawford.
maybe take something positive.
And that one's
from this one.
complete by
On the left
Kevin
side,
Watson.
it's complete. And they work
And
this
they'll bring him
around
down at
field
the
across
46 and a first.
Nice gain of 21 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw here.
And Crawford is sacked again. My goodness. Jarrett Jack
We
again.
say it all the time, have to be able
That
to
is
get rid of the ball sooner than that.
14 sacks
Tell your offensive line
for that
they're
Ravens
going to protect you
defense.
as best they can.
Wow.
And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long.
I don't
as they come up
understand what's
facing
going on
second
with
and a
that
bundle.
Patriot offensive line, but they are having its struggles. Crawford looking to throw again.
Throw off this one, deep
Fires
left sideline.
downfield.
And
That one's incomplete.
Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
Crawford, and it's incomplete again. Wow. He has been getting pressured all game, tortured all game, and it continues.
There, back-to-back incompletions, receivers blanketed on both attempts.
And the
This
coach
time
is,
on 3rd down.
And they're
wow,
indeed gonna go for
they're
it
going to
here on
go
4th
for it.
down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He's going to let this go
Crawford,
deep for Lee.
and
That's
it's
gonna be knocked
incomplete.
away.
Darren Lee just couldn't hold on,
First-round pick Marlon
and
Humphrey
it's a
there.
turnover on
Well,
downs.
at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, With this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
And here's Ingram.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try
And
to make
he'll go
something
down
happen
at the
if they had any
20-yard
chance of winning
line.
this
First
game.
down.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep
Jackson. Oh, and the flag comes out on that one. I'm pretty sure they was able to catch that one. Oh, man.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the ball.
Jackson.
And sometimes you're there too soon.
And they'll bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
So the pass interference call
7-yard line.
puts the Ravens near the red zone. And here's Ingram, and he just couldn't make it. Tackled at the 1.
Goal line with third down upcoming.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And Jackson looking to run it in, and he doesn't get anything. He loses yardage.
Goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Jackson, and he finds Julian Wilson. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean
Tucker
sweep.
puts in
And
the
boy, they're
extra
gonna
point,
celebrate this one
and
after
it's
over.
41-10, and there's no and to be honest with you, there's no way New England has a chance to get back in it.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
It's Tucker to kick this one off. And Lee, he's not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback.
It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
And now out come the Patriots. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
This is not even with them on the road. They're at home on a Sunday night getting blowed out like this.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And Crawford is sacked again. My goodness.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what the Patriots are going to do now with DeAndre Crawford getting sacked this many times. It's just been devastating to watch. And Crawford, and that one's incomplete.
But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Crawford, and he's going to find Darren Lee.
And
they'll bring him down at the 27.
Despite a pickup, sticks on fourth. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now back to throw. He's going to loft
Crawford, and it's intercepted.
It's
Chuck Clark picks it. His second interception in the game.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now.
Here's
Fans
Ingram.
not used to seeing a
And
lopsided
he'll go
score
down
like
at the
this.
27-yard line. A gain of 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Ingram again.
Ingram. And Mark Ingram with some running room. Mark Ingram, he's in for a Baltimore touchdown.
Mark Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to
extra point is good by Tucker, and they extend their lead even more.
They don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And here's Lee. And he's not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback.
Will begin at the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Trying to shake off the interception from the last
Crawford
drive.
throwing right side to Kevin Watson.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second
A gain
down.
of 5, second
Able
down.
to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
And Crawford is sacked again. My goodness.
Great job defensively. I think he was
That's
trying to go through his
16
progressions
sacks for
when he
this
was
Ravens
moving the football
defense.
before he knew it, he was on his back.
Wow. And this is my question. How can you win and you're getting sacked this many times? I don't understand it. How can the Patriots win a game if Crawford is getting sacked over and over again? I mean, that's 16 sacks. They had 15 sacks in their last game when they lost, and they have 16 in this game.
Down a nickel formation here defensively. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Crawford, and this one's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This
And
is
here's
fielded at the
Wilson.
27.
And he'll go down, bringing this one to the 36.
Punt. Well done. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates.
First and 10, here's Ingram.
We've seen so far this year.
And they'll bring him down at the 36-yard line.
Anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. Again,
And they're going to hand it to Ingram. And Ingram with space. Mark Ingram. And he takes it to the 35-yard line.
That one covers 29 yards. First down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game
wow.
a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that.
And if you're the Patriots,
line, counting on the runners,
what can you do? What can you do?
Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
I just don't get it. If you're the Patriots, what can you do? I mean, there's just literally nothing that you could do at this point. Because they have been struggling since they've gotten on this losing streak. I mean, since they've gotten to week 9 and week 10, they just struggled defensively and offensively.
One they feel like they can block.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff.
Ingram again, and he picks up another first down. And he's at 200 yards on the ground. Oh my gosh.
One to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind
this Baltimore team came to play tonight.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
This Baltimore team came to play tonight. Not even playing around with this Patriot team. A team that has been struggling not all season, but for the past couple of weeks. Offensively, defensively, it's just been a struggle.
They'll run on first.
Ingram again.
Call it a gain of 4.
He picks up a gain of 4. Brings up second down.
Pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On second
and
down,
Ingram running again. And he'll go down at the 5-yard line.
It's a good gain of 11.
Wow.
First and goal.
Every great running backs coach.
How can the Patriots bounce back from this? Back-to-back night games, back-to-back struggles.
And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
I mean, how can you make the playoffs? How can you win? How can you make the playoffs if your team is struggling this bad? I'm talking about in back-to-back night games, you score less than 20 points. Like, that don't make no sense. And Ingram. And they'll bring him down at the 4-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
And here's Edwards. And he'll go down, bringing this one to the 3-yard line.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Now it's Jackson.
Jackson wide open. It's Griffin. Another touchdown.
And the blowout continues.
Baltimore.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You can see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Wow.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
This is the question. How can you make the playoffs? How can you win games if your team just struggles basically for back-to-back weeks. I'm talking about scoring less than 20 points.
Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't